right, I'm here. I had to mute the TV.
Oh,
Playoff hockey. Panther, uh, Lightning, Panthers.
oh,
First intermission, tied at 1.
oh.
So,
I don't even know who's all in it this year. We haven't been very good hockey fans for a couple of years.
well, I've been paying attention to the Blackhawks, and if anyone else has been paying attention to the Blackhawks,
Makes you not want to watch hockey at
it
all.
makes you not want to watch Blackhawks unless microphone is. Well, sorry.
Okay.
It kept on hitting the chair.
Oh.
But yeah, so the Blackhawks have soft ever since they like story of Icarus.
Yeah.
You get too high, too close to the sun. You dominated. We got 3 cups in 7 years. So and then you get Panarin out of fucking nowhere, undrafted, I think.
I don't.
Yeah,
Anyways.
he was not a high pick, but all of a
Right.
sudden the bread man's there, and you're like, fuck, man, everyone's clicking. You know, you have to pay him.
And then they got rid of him.
Yeah, they traded him to the Rangers.
And now everybody
And
that
then
I
he's been
loved
there
is
ever
like
since.
old and gone.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that the other night because hockey was on and you were asleep. And I was trying to go to sleep, but every time somebody would cheer, I'd have to open my eyes
I
and
fell
watch.
asleep. Yeah,
And
I think it was game 1 of the Caps.
yeah, it was.
Game 2.
It was game 1. I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Ovechkin
Anyways,
had
yes,
2
the first,
goals.
yeah, his first goal was
Yeah, I saw that one,
No, you
and then I
didn't.
fell asleep. I saw Ovechkin's first goal. Yes, I did, before I fell asleep.
The power play one?
Yeah, I told you I saw that goal before
Oh,
I
okay.
fell asleep.
Anyways, so during that game, I was laying there awake and I was thinking, I was like, like, I could name multiple players on the Blackhawks back in the day. I could even name multiple players from some other team. It wasn't a huge
Some names on the Blackhawks.
back then.
Yeah.
Geez, here we go. I had a whole list in my head the other night. Shaw,
There you go.
Duncan,
There you go.
Taves.
What'd you say?
Taves.
Hayes.
It was Taves. It's
No, there's no.
anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought the W was a V. It's Taves.
No.
Anyway,
Okay.
Sharp.
You think that for all those years
Yes.
that we're saying Taves?
Yes, I did.
Jonathan Taves?
Yes,
Oh
Really
my
did.
God.
really did.
Yeah, no, that's not it at all.
Anyways, okay, so moving on.
Oh, you.
So, but then that night, I was laying there and I was like, I don't know any of these people. Like, there's a few names that pop up that I'm like, oh,
And they're the sons of the
maybe,
It's
or
like-
they're just really old now.
Yeah.
But I'm
Or
like,
they're naming the guys on the bench, like the coaches and shit.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
I was like,
oh
this
fuck,
is-
he's wearing a suit now.
Yeah. So I was like, well, this kind of sucks. Like, I haven't watched hockey in a while.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. This series is good. Canada's got a chance of winning, getting their cup back. The curse of the President's Cup has hit Winnipeg. Chicago were the last team to win the President's Cup, which is like the best record throughout the regular season. You get the President's Cup, but it's a curse. They say if you win it, you're not going to win the Stanley Cup. So if you're the best team throughout the season, yeah. It's crazy because it's like that's a number 1 seed, and any other sport, a number 1 seed, you're pretty much going to get to the championship.
Right.
It's rare that you don't see a number 1 seed get to a championship.
Right.
But in hockey, yeah, the Blackhawks were the last one to do it when they broke the curse, I believe, or was it the second? I can't remember which cup it was. They won so many, and that's such a short amount of time. But I think it was the first one. But yeah, nobody has done it since. Ivy, if you do not quickly use my forms, then
She's being quiet.
I know, but
Alpha. Now she's not. Anyways.
yeah. So yeah, I made a prediction yesterday. Didn't realize I did it. I was on fucking fire yesterday in predictions. I started the day off, fucking around on Twitter, drinking coffee in the morning, and some random shit that pops up said, make a bold prediction with the second round. And I was like, Dion's son doesn't get drafted again.
Oh, okay. So we're
And
talking
guess what?
football now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying I made some prediction. And then after that, later on through the day, for some reason, I was looking up the hockey games, and saw the Oilers game, and I was like, Oilers by 3 tonight. Guess what? They won. Kings, 4 goals. Guess how many the Oilers
7?
had? Yeah,
Wow.
7 fucking goals. And yeah, so I was on fire yesterday, and I was asked on Twitter by Lord Voldemort, Lord Voldemort. I'm sorry, I don't get it right because I don't do the Harry Potter thing, but uh, to make another prediction, and I don't know who. I mean, I can't predict on the Tampa Bay game right now, can I? Oh my God, I left my phone on the charger. I'm gonna have to get it so we make topics.
Oh, okay.
But okay, um, yeah. I mean, oh,
But you can't scoot back anymore because
because I'm fat. Just say it.
no.
Just say it. Oh,
See the
thought you were- yeah.
table.
Okay, I thought you were calling me fat.
No.
I'll be right back.
Not very prepared today.
Talk amongst yourself.
Not very prepared. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't move fast.
Didn't buy that one before.
You thought you were trying to hurt somebody.
Yeah, there was a what's one of those incidents. Hey, come on. All right. Sorry, we're back. Got it all together again, I
You
think.
don't have it all together.
Which one do I type?
Okay. Do you think you're all together now? Are you prepared?
As I'm gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Blackhawks suck.
Oh, yeah.
Yankee predictions.
I
Let's
really
look
miss
up.
Shaw.
Yeah, he was fucking fantastic
My
in front of the net.
favorite.
You got the jersey of his,
I
don't
know.
you? And I fucked up and bought it straight from China. And if you buy anything straight from China, or if you, like, when I was in South Korea, they make sizes for, like, super, super
It still
small
fits?
people. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, the head is going to, because I ordered a pretty, like, I wanted it to be big on you because
Right.
I wanted you to be able to wear,
Layers.
yeah, because we go to hockey games
No,
and
it's
stuff
more like
that.
a baseball jersey.
Yeah. Right? So
But,
that's what
I don't know what I was gonna say. Never mind.
we got Knights Wild. Knights win by 2 at Wild tonight. Leafs Senators. Ooh, that's the battle of the. That's something that's like close together in Canada. You like Leafs?
Yep.
I like Senators. Toronto's up 3-0 in the series. I think Senators win overtime. And Stars Avalanche. Remember when that used to be a really good fucking series.
I can't stay.
Yeah, me neither. I liked them better when I didn't know they were from Minnesota.
Well, just the fact that.
Yeah, I didn't like. Yeah, that didn't come out right. Yeah, I didn't like them when they went to Dallas. But I mean, fuck Minnesota. Jesus, you couldn't keep your damn team. Now you're the Wild. North Stars are so much cooler, and they had Madonna, and all of a sudden Madonna had to be a Dallas boy, and I didn't like him.
Okay, I wasn't following hockey then because I didn't.
Mike
know how that
Madonna,
went.
he's America's greatest
No, I don't.
hockey player. Yeah, American-born hockey player before, Kane from Blackhawks. Yeah, because he's from Buffalo. Anyway, so yeah, Stars Avalanche. I'm gonna give this one to the Avs at home. It's a late game. Stars are dangerous, but Avs by 2. And those are my predictions. You want to get into topics?
Sure.
I mean, that's what you're here for, right?
Yeah.
You're not here just for my pretty face, are you? That's what we call dead air. Not.
Yeah. Go
fan
ahead.
on
Wait,
it.
hold on. So are we gonna talk about the draft?
I mean, we can. The biggest
Because
story. Say it. Say your piece.
My initial reaction to the whole Shedeur Sanders thing.
Yeah.
Is if you've ever been involved in little league football, it's pretty cutthroat. Like it's hateful.
Yeah.
Um,
American sports.
and if you are the coach's son, you are the quarterback. and you play and practice more than anyone else with more people's attention than anyone else.
More focused.
Yes.
We've all played with the coach's son before. Like, you
And
played
it's
Little
like
League
that in
sports,
just about any sport,
and
but
it
it's
fucking
even
sucks.
to me, it's even more so in football.
I could not
Like boys'
imagine.
sports is
Yeah,
even worse.
I could not imagine if, like, my teammates, father was the coach and was actually a really good, like, fucking Deion Sanders.
Right,
Like,
not just a former high school star.
or just some fucking dude who's putting in time,
So, hold on,
because he's a good dad. I know, I'm just
I know.
accentuating your...
So, anyways, my first thought when it comes to him is that he was literally coached from his dad from the womb.
He is.
No
He has
one else.
been. Yeah, no one has ever coached him.
That I'm aware of. Anyways.
No one has ever coached him.
Not even in high school?
Other than his father. No, his father coached him all the way through.
Okay. So anyways, my first thought on that, and I watched him play last season. Like, he's good. Okay. I don't know.
You're saying that as a fan. You're saying that as... And
well,
yeah, we watch enough football.
He did, as a fan, he did well.
Even I thought he was the better one of the two between him and Travis Hunter.
No, I disagree with that.
I know a lot of people do, and they're all wrong.
However, he was good. Like, he was good at Colorado. But saying you're good at Colorado is not like saying he was good at Georgia or he was good at Clemson.
True.
So I saw a thing.
A lot of people just shit all over you because you said ACC, Clemson, but you got it right with the SEC.
I don't care.
Yeah, you're saying like they didn't. There wasn't a big challenge. Like the hype is. I keep on sharing the meme is Public Enemy.
Yeah,
and he's like, don't believe the hype.
Because
that's all it was. It's Deion Sanders.
Yeah,
it is Deion Sanders.
Okay. Yes, I agree. And I never liked Deion Sanders. He was an excellent athlete back in the day.
And he was a showboat.
But I was never comfortable with his same thing with like Bo Jackson, with really elite athletes that had like big emotions, big tempers, big attitudes made me very uncomfortable. I didn't like it. I liked the more
the humble
athletes. I thought they deserved more respect from me.
That's the kind of like how you were raised to be.
Yeah, well, and it was
sports.
Probably also a trauma response because I don't like big emotions and attitudes from men in general.
Also, as a player, as a kid, and you're on that team, and you've got that kid that's like that. Like, that's a bit, that turned me is like, fuck you, dude. Like, fuck you and fuck all your shit. Like, I hope you blow
all right.
fucking
We're not going to go all there.
But,
you're being...
Well, when it gets that hot.
Yes, I understand. Okay, so anyways, I saw a thing today that I read that made me think, and it's from a digital creator. I don't know who she is, but she's a digital creator. It was a repost from one of my friends. It's long, but it does talk about his stats. Wow. I mean, I can read it, but it's pretty long. But here's what I'm going to have to read it. So it says, let me go ahead and say what some of y'all are too scared or too conditioned to say out loud. The NFL draft proved yet again that when it comes to confident, brilliant, self-possessed black men, the system still prefers you quiet, grateful, and differential. I'll elaborate more on my feelings, but Shedeur Sanders not going in the first round wasn't about stats. It wasn't about ability. It was about optics. It was about a new generation of unapologetically black athletes who ain't waiting for validation, contracts, or a pat on the head. Shedeur is the blueprint. He's got his father's swagger and his own receipts, but instead of honoring that, legacy media painted him with a predictable brush, arrogant, entitled, and nepotistic. Let's talk about this anonymous NFL coach who said he needs to be humbled. Humbled for what? For not shucking and jiving, for walking in his purpose like he knows it's divine. When Brady flexed, y'all called it greatness. When Peyton took charge, it was leadership. But Shedeur, he got to be checked.
Hold on.
I know. Okay. There's a lot to go over.
Hold on. I wanted to unpack that real quick.
Okay.
Because like I said before, the whole don't believe the hype. They brought down this thunder upon themselves.
Okay.
Okay, like if
That's
they
not what this just said.
look, I know what it
you're
sounds
not.
like. I know what it sounds like. But when you put yourself out there, just like we are right now, like when you give yourself up and expose yourself to the masses, and you say, "I am the shit. I am all this," and then it turns around and they're like, "You know what? Fuck you. You're
Okay.
not."
But that's not, you're not really unpacking. You're just giving an opinion.
Okay, that's me unpacking my opinion.
Anyways, so it said the code is clear. If you're
Nothing
black
to do with race.
and confident, you're a problem. I agree. It doesn't have anything to do with race. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. It says, and while we're calling it out, let's not ignore how they overshadowed Travis Hunter, the number 2 overall pick in the entire damn draft, by plastering headlines about his father being on probation and needing court permission to attend. Why is that the story? Not his grind, not his impact, not his history, but the stereotype. The system couldn't even let him celebrate without reminding the world of a court record, as if that had anything to do with his success.
Welcome to today's media.
However,
welcome to the internet.
True, but that shouldn't have been the story. I agree 100%.
Of course not. That should never be the story, but that's how it works now. It's just it's like
okay,
just
but just because it does doesn't mean it should.
No,
So I agree with calling that out.
I agree with that
If a
too.
young black man rises and gets a good moment, let's not talk about. So one of his dad's in prison. Maybe his dad had not a fucking thing to do with.
Yeah.
No.
Remember
it's not.
when there was a time when these athletes were just like, they were fucking great, and then you had to wait like 10 years to get an ESPN 30 for 30 to find out
like how they grow up
and you're like,
what.
Holy shit.
Now he's even better.
But now it's like you get these other reporters that come. Like, I mean, if you look up to where some of these people came from that are covering these guys, like they're like from, they graduated LSU or whatever. So, you know, there's a little bit of bias in the way they report on these. I mean, they're kids.
Yeah.
And to just, I think that's.
So anyways, it says that ain't a mistake. That's a strategy. That's control. So here's what really stings. The way some of our own jumped on the humble hand bandwagon. Some of y'all been conditioned so long by struggle that you confuse generational success with weakness. Shador didn't grow up in trauma, didn't have to claw his way out of poverty, and now he's too privileged. That's not critique, that's projection. He is the product of intentional parenting, of Black legacy, of a father who did the work so his kids wouldn't have to bleed for their brilliance. And instead of clapping for that, too many of y'all are mad he didn't come from your same pain. Truth is, some of y'all don't recognize greatness unless it limps in bruised and broken, telling a survival story, and that's sad. Now, she goes on to say,
Can I just reiterate that I am an OG Dion hater.
Okay.
Like, never liked it.
Understood.
Okay. And even when, like, just watching him play, like, he played for Dallas, Florida State, just teams, like, I didn't like that. So when I'm shitting on this, I'm not shitting on Shador. I'm shitting on Dion.
Understood. However,
I'm saying that's where I don't want anyone to think of
right.
Because I think the kid is a product of his environment, and it's kind of
true
fucking him right now.
But what she says here about you don't recognize greatness until it limps in bruised and broken, telling a survival story, or that they're mad that he didn't come from your same pain. I felt that. Like, for a minute, I was like, oh, damn, hold on. Let me think about this. Because you get so conditioned to hearing these stories of these, professional athletes that have come from these horrible conditions and have become so great. And you see him, and that's not where he came from. He was raised with a golden spoon, you know? And good for Dion for having that type of parenting.
Dude, if I could give that kind of life to my kids,
but it made me check myself.
I would love to.
It made me check myself and my own, like.
I don't think I would have been the type of helicopter parent Dion is, but if I could give that kind of life to my kids, I would definitely do it in a heartbeat.
But it did make me check myself, going back to my original opinion of, the coach's son, the quarterback, the whatever. You're pushed to be this from day one, and everybody else, all the other kids kind of get shit on.
Yeah.
So it kind of made me check myself there. But anyways, She goes on to say, you don't hate their confidence. You hate that it exposes your insecurities. Yes and no. I really have disliked Dion's confidence or ego since day one. But
Cool.
she says a lot in here, and a lot of it'll make you think. It'll make you check yourself for a second. Now, do I think it has anything to do with race? No, I don't, because there were how many people have been drafted so far?
Cam Ward was,
How many people have been drafted in this draft so far? Like
I don't
100
know,
and something.
well, yeah, we're going round
3
4,
or
so
4, yeah.
what, 32 teams? But
Yeah,
okay, so
like
there's at least
100 and
32
something.
picks, but some teams are picking
Yeah.
more.
Anyways, the majority of those athletes are African American. So does it have anything to do with race? No, I'm sorry, it does not. It has everything to do with the attitudes that enter the room. Now,
Sorry, go ahead.
No.
This is what I think it is. People are like collusion. There's definitely something up because the talent is there. I truly believe, hold on. I truly believe that this is a fucking shot at Dion. It is the league telling this guy, look,
you're not going to come in and coach our
see
team.
you, motherfucker. We see what you have been doing and whatever. If you think you are going to come to this league and do that shit,
not even
and I
necessarily.
say that shit, I mean, like the stuff he used to, like, God knows where he's going to take this. And what kind of front office wants to deal
Well, that's
with
what I was going to say. It's not even the league thing. It's an individual teams thing. They already have their coaches. If they draft Shador, they're basically drafting another coach because you know he's not going to back off.
Yeah,
he's going to want to stay in that spot for his son, which good for you, man, but you weren't hired as a coach for an NFL team.
Dion, cut the fucking cord, dude. Let your boy just live his fucking life.
So I
if it
do
wasn't
think
for you, he would already be drafted.
I do think that it has more to do with Dion than it does with Shador, which is sad for him.
Exactly. It has everything.
But it has nothing to do with race. No. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
It's the league sending a message like none of these. There was an ownership meeting before the draft where they all sat there and they're like, look, not gonna fucking
right.
Nobody wants to deal with Dion coming in there and doing this, that, and
right,
thing.
and just making the whole team just it would be bad.
He would throw off you don't know how to deal with that, and I understand.
But my other thing is, it's also a little bit about stats. I mean, yeah, his stats were good.
They were all right.
They were good,
but
between Jackson State and Colorado, he completed like 70.1% of his passes and only had 24 interceptions. Those are good stats.
Also, he didn't.
But it was Jackson State and it was Colorado. They're not elite, NCAA football teams.
Well, I mean, buff.
No,
they're not. Yeah. They haven't been anything since Cordell Stewart.
80s.
And they didn't
90s.
declare his number until after he died, I think.
I think so, yeah.
This guy doesn't even get drafted, and they.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, he's good. He's good, but I pictured him like getting picked like late first round and then sitting behind somebody for a couple of years.
Who knows? Maybe this pays off for him in the best way. Maybe this makes Dad step back because why is he even going to bother for a practice squad quarterback? Because, I mean, that's where you're going. If you get drafted.
Because that's who he is as a father. He will still.
But also, you don't have to give that much attention because practice squad and all this other stuff is like different times.
Does he have other children?
Good question.
Right?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Because
yeah, one of them made a funny joke or something because they've been filming the entire time. Also,
so
probably an issue. Shut the fucking cameras off, dude. This is the reason why he wants the fucking draft.
It's a sideshow.
Everything he does is going to be on camera, and
a sideshow.
PR fucking nightmare. Well, when you're trying to win Super Bowls, you're trying to run a business. I get that you're going to sell merchandise. If you pick him up, it's good. I mean, if it was about merchandise sales, if it meant that much, there would be way different drafting types. Like Jacksonville would have fucking probably picked up Tebow late because why not? I mean, the guy at the time was huge in Florida. If you were to like, oh, we're going to make $1 million fucking off jersey sales. It's piss water, these guys.
I don't know. There was just a lot that lady said that made me think about it a lot more. And like, you have to, if you separate the father from the son and you look at it, then it makes you think, oh, well, am I a little bit salty that he was like handed everything and made his way to this? Because it does make you feel a little better about loving the player when they come from struggle. Because we're conditioned.
Everyone loves an underdog.
Right. So, like, you have to, I don't know. It just made me think
when it
a
comes
lot.
to sports, though, it's like all the fans love it, but like nobody really cares once you make
There's
it. It's all about money. Because I mean, look at Arch Manning.
Yeah.
He ain't coming from. He's coming from Silver Spoon. You want to talk about Silver
Right.
Spoons?
No, I know.
Yeah.
I read a whole other article about
But he's still a big
comparing
story.
them.
And the whole thing is the hype. It's the way it was put.
And for me personally, I love confident, strong males.
Yeah.
Like that's a good thing to. Okay, you can stop that now.
Sorry.
But confidence is good.
here on the
Confidence is positive. Egos are different.
Yeah.
So it's the way you market yourself has a lot to. There's a difference, and I think sometimes louder isn't always better.
No.
Like
It is like if you can back it up. Now, Dion was great in the fact that he had the talent and he backed it up. Like he was a dual sport player and was fantastic at both of them.
But he just had a loud habit.
It just was that arrogance that nobody liked in the
Right.
90s, but he had the talent to back it up.
Right.
And that's why it made for such great fucking conversations.
Yeah.
Because is he an asshole? But also he's very good.
Right.
So, but now we come to his son, and like you said, you bring up the stats, like not
Great
the greatest,
stats.
but the hype,
Right.
because of his father,
Right.
he's the force behind all this. Don't let that.
And she did talk about. She was trying to say it has nothing to do with nepotism. It absolutely does.
He's an Nepo lead.
Well, so are the
happens.
Mannings.
Yeah.
There's lots.
It happens, and just
yeah.
you hope to see that they're successful with
Right.
that they don't just shit it away.
Right.
Because
I mean, nepotism is all over everywhere where there's famous people involved, whether it's sports or acting or singing or whatever.
And most of them just do drugs and party and get fucked up, and then you never see them again.
But
or you see them in line at in the magazines at the grocery store.
Yeah.
They're like, so and so's daughter. I don't even know he fucked somebody.
But anyways, it absolutely does. I'm not saying that's a negative thing. More power to you. If you were born into a family that has great athletes and you can be a great athlete too, that's awesome. I don't hate on nepotism. I hate on nepotism when it's undeserved. Like when they become famous specifically because like they get a recording deal and they start singing and they're a lousy singer.
Okay. You are talking about 90210 Spelling. Tori Spelling is the first
Nepo
example that comes to
baby.
mind. Yeah. Because look, the 90s were all about looks. And all about looks.
Yeah.
She was like a horse face.
Oh, stop. Don't be ugly
Now,
like
look,
that.
no,
Look, she was not as attractive as some of the other actresses, but don't talk about.
I'm talking to you as that boy that was watching 90210 because his sisters had it on.
I don't think it's right to call out people as ugly.
That's
like
how I felt when I was watching that. Like Jenny Garth, I was like, chubby. And then Shannon Doherty, she just died.
Yeah.
God forbid. I mean, she was great in Mallrats.
She was a great actor. Tori Spelling was not a great actress.
She was horrible, but her dad created the show.
Right. Well, lots of shows.
Yeah. And
but
Nepo baby.
Yeah. So
So who's the worst Nepo baby? Tori Spelling or Shedeur Sanders?
Tori Spelling. Because Shedeur Sanders did have good stats at the schools he went to. They just weren't great for the entire NCAA football.
And Sanders probably has better abs.
No, I'm sure. But yeah, that he didn't.
Why do you think about it?
Because maybe she paid for some. I don't know.
Do some sit-ups.
No, I was thinking about Tori Spelling. Like, I haven't seen pictures of her in a long time. Maybe she had some good surgical procedures or something.
I'm sure she's had plenty.
Anyways, all right, that's enough of this. I just wanted to get it out there that, look, I think Shador deserves to go somewhere. I hope he does well.
I hope it pans out for him. That Dad.
I don't want to hear. I agree that he deserves something. I think he deserves more than what he's getting right now.
Yeah, he deserves to be in the league.
Yes, and I think that he should have been already picked. Yeah, but I understand reasons behind not wanting to because of his father.
Yeah.
So.
And I hope that this is all being understood that way. That it is. This is Dad. This is Dad.
Yeah.
And
just the sideshow that comes with him.
So good luck, Shador. I hope you
do well.
And I hope a starter gets his leg broken, like now with Smith, and then all of a sudden,
after you sit behind him for a little while,
sit down for a year or two, dude. Dad's gonna back off, and all of a sudden, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit! Look at my life.
I can do this.
I can have sex with girls without him filming it." Or something.
Nice.
I don't know. It's just,
okay, maybe we don't need to go there, Johnny. Come on now. No, I don't know. From what I've seen, it's
just a joke.
Okay, but
I'm just saying, like, that's
not funny.
Like, it's not, but
okay. Anyways,
do you see I brought your crown in? Because you talked about it the other episode, and I figured if you were gonna wear it, it would be in here. It looked.
I know.
The dark crown,
I
like
know.
Maleficent. Is that
Maleficent?
Maleficent.
Maleficent. Oh, gross.
Did I say it right that time?
Yeah, I think so. Anyways.
Want to get on our first topic?
Yep.
We're going to keep going because you know what? We don't have to worry about that. I pay a good amount of money for this new editing software, so we can go longer than 30 minutes.
Well, let's keep
moving. You don't want to go
No,
longer
I don't. Let's keep moving.
She loves me, guys. I swear to God. Did you know that Costco intentionally leaves aisles unlabeled to make shoppers wander through every section and discover more items to buy?
I did not know that, but that pisses me off.
It's fucking diabolical.
You know what that made me think?
Going to Costco and being in hell?
I've never been to Costco.
Wait, where are we? Oh, we go to Sam's.
It's
the same thing.
But no, listen.
Just different size
When
carts.
our Walmart started redoing the store and changed everything around.
Oh, yeah.
I was so mad, like enraged, because I knew where every single thing was in that store. I didn't have to think about it. If I had it on the list, I knew exactly where I was going. I would write my lists out in order of the store layout. And then they changed it and I didn't know where anything was. And then I was buying extra shit because I was looking for something else and I would see, oh, God.
You know how logistical you are? Like that is some really good fucking like planning.
Well, I had to plan that's the really kind of well shit, because I was only making like $400 a week and I had to buy groceries and pay utilities.
Yeah, that's the stuff I do in like I plan it out in my head.
I couldn't take the kids with me and just walk through the store. No, we were speed walking to exactly what was on the list and it was written out in exactly the layout I was going to go in the store.
What I do now.
So that we didn't see anything extra and they didn't ask me for anything.
Yeah. You were much better at planning than I had.
As far as grocery shopping.
Yeah, because you had to avoid candy aisles.
Yes.
Yeah, so these sons of bitches.
They do that on purpose, bullshit. And that's why I always spend $500 every time I go to Sam's.
Yeah, you're walking around, all of a sudden you got to encounter some asshole with a fucking ring light like this going, those fucking family shit. I swear to God, if I will get a Costco card just to find that family.
You can't go to Target either then, honey. Don't ever go to Target.
Do they do that at Target?
Yes. Yes.
There's a lot of...
Yes, there's a lot of that at Target.
Like TikTok dancing stuff?
Yeah.
Like the stuff we saw at the World's Strongest Man, those people were doing, like doing it in...
yes.
That's a real... Okay.
Or like recording, look at the find that I just got. Or... Yeah, Sam's.
They don't
not
do that
so much
here.
Sam's, but Costco and Target. Yeah, like and Trader Joe's too. But you don't like Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's.
I've gone there a couple times.
Yeah, you just don't like it.
I didn't see anyone.
No, but it happens because I see the videos on my feed.
We went to Trader Joe's when I was in the IPA drinking. Yeah. Before I realized that every IPA I was drinking was like 350 calories, and I got fat as shit.
Yeah,
because I thought I was getting better, like getting off a bottle of whiskey a day, and instead I was drinking
like 3,000 calories a day.
Yeah, off what was it? The Voodoo Ranger
IPA because it had the highest alcohol.
8%. Yeah,
it was like 9.5 or something.
No, it's 8.
Oh,
it's 8. The only other one that's higher that I've seen were the dog eye, I don't know.
Doghead
Yeah, they had like a
or dogfish,
dogfish,
something like
dogfish
that.
head, dogfish, probably.
Anyways,
Anyway, heavy beers, and then yeah, figured out that's a bad idea
Yep.
because way too many
I love
calories. So
Joe.
Costco, yeah, you sons of bitches, label some shit. Like we're already buying enough. It's like Walmart, doesn't offer hand baskets anymore. Like you go to Food Lion, you can
Yeah.
get hand baskets.
Yeah.
No, you go to Walmart, it's a cart, or you're just buying two things,
Right.
or whatever you can carry out.
Yeah.
But if you get a cart, guess what? You're putting more in it.
Yeah.
And which is another reason why I don't feel bad when I steal from Walmart, which I haven't done in a couple weeks.
Please stop. There's no reason for
It's
that.
just
It
little
really,
things.
yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. Don't do that.
Look, it's mostly done out of frustration because when shit doesn't bring up, like I'm in there and I figured out when I do it, it's usually when I go later in the day and there's more people in there and I'm getting, and the shit isn't ringing up, or I have to sit there and wait forever while this fucking light's going off because I need them to come, check my ID or some bullshit and they're not paying attention. Then I accidentally sometimes miss a scan. But lately I'd been going earlier and it pay attention. Because there's 20. They're like counting the beeps. I looked at them and they were right on it because I've been buying these because they got the rollback prices. Walmart, you sons of bitches, I found you out. It's like $6. It's less than $7. Like $6 for a 6-pack of these.
$6.98, I think.
Yeah. I think it's less than that. $6.42. And they even put the rollback on there, little red label.
Yeah.
But you get a 12-pack for like
$17.98.
$17.98. Like a couple of 6. I'm making. Yeah. So I found you, but you can only get them in the black cherry and peach, and I'll drink whatever because it's not about the journey. It's about the destination with alcohol. Right?
For me.
Not anymore. No. We had some good times, though.
You act like we can't have good times now.
I know. I'm saying when you were drinking. And then
we had some really bad times.
Yeah.
We were both drinking too.
Yeah. There's some vomit involved.
Oh, lots of that.
On your part.
Yeah.
No.
No. Lots of that.
All right.
What else?
Say it so confidently. Fucking A. Okay, check this out. So in Michigan, police once staged a clever operation to arrest a group of local drug dealers. They invited the dealers to what appeared to be the wedding of 2 regular customers, who were actually undercover officers. The arrest began after a band compromised of undercover police officers. Well, compromised, same thing. When you hire a band and you're like, oh, they're compromised.
No.
I mean, it is.
No,
I can sell this to you if you give me more time.
No, you can't.
But they played the song "I Fought the Law," and
I know the song. Law one.
Thank you for participating.
Okay.
In the share. I love you.
Doesn't seem real.
It seems very real. It seems like it was in a movie. I think it was in either American Hustle or Narcos, where they did the same thing. They did like a wedding and then they sent out the invites to all these like cartel high members. And then when everyone showed up, like somebody gave the sign and they fucking came in and arrested everybody because they get them under RICO.
That would just have to be like either a very small town, like not a very big operation type thing.
It did say local drug dealer.
Right.
So they were getting a little fish, not the big fish.
That I could see maybe, but, or it would have to be something like way back when, like Godfather type shit.
Yeah. I think it was a lot sooner than that. Because, I mean, the war on drugs was like the 80s, 90s kind of thing. Can you imagine being the date of one of those like drug dealers? Like, I'm just going to do a wedding.
Right.
You show up, all motherfuckers start getting arrested. You're like, damn. Get all this coke for nothing. Didn't even get my snatch. No, I don't know. But I figured the drug dealers bring dates to weddings, right?
I don't know. I've never been to a wedding with a drug dealer, so.
We should go sometime. We should be some
You know, I've only been to I have not been to very many weddings.
even to my brother's,
Yes.
because I was the best man.
Yes.
I delivered a speech that I wrote on the shitter that morning.
Yep.
Okay. I went to a Baptist wedding before. That sucked ass. Grown up Catholic,
Oh yeah.
Irish Catholic, and then going to a Baptist wedding in the South, I guess in Oklahoma, I guess is considered the South. It's Dust Bowl or Midwest.
Well, it's
not really the South.
It's technically the South.
It's a weird state because like it's not
technically
really
the
like
South.
Texas. Like people are like, oh, we're South, but
That-
it won't have like this town. But yeah, and then there was nothing. There was cake afterwards. Would they like ushered everyone into this room, and at least there were speakers and stuff set up. I thought there was like going to be a band, but there was nobody out there, so nobody played any music. They served like cake that only had like enough pieces for half the people that were there, and they had the old remember in Pizza Hut where they had like the video game that you look down on?
Yes.
They had that. So all the kids were around that, and me. Like, I think it was a high school. Like just like sophomore high school. Like, we'll play video games because it's the only fucking entertainment here. No music or nothing. Nobody dancing. They had bride and groom on a fucking table, and everyone just sat and ate cake, and it was just sad and lonely. We had like, ew. Catholics are so much cooler when it comes to weddings and wakes and deaths. We party. As you should. Because why not? All right. Man, I can tell you are ready to call it quits. So I love you so much. Thanks for doing this. Everyone has missed you because they've had to deal with 2 episodes of Diarrhea of a Madman, which I've been doing during the week.
Yeah, your little dude looks like a leprechaun. Like
yeah, that's the whole thing.
Leprechaun.
Yeah, that's I had AI right in there. Extremely muscular leprechaun screaming into a microphone.
Oh,
and then I'd make
how you got it. Okay.
and then I make up a background, usually like with nuclear war going on behind them or something like. Depends on how I'm feeling. Yeah, it allows me an outlet to talk about things that may have like
irritated you,
or just like get you upset that I can't, I want to be.
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah. Because if it's not something that I'm going to agree with you on, but you really want me to agree with you, it's just going to make us fight.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I did pretty good today, even though we didn't agree on everything, but.
Yeah. I think that we could have done better about unpacking all of that, but.
Probably.
You and I can't seem to get through a conversation without interrupting each other, so.
Well, at least we love each other, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
Okay. Love you. Love you too, bye. I'm going to say bye first. Oh, was my mic off the entire time?